What up, everybody? You know how we do. It is Thursday night. What does that mean to you? Yes, it means tomorrow's Friday. But more importantly, stop the fuckery right now in your areas, in your city, in your parish, your county, your town, wherever you are. Do your best to stop the fuckery because that's what we're doing here. And there's so much fuckery to be stopped. I can't do it by myself. You know that. So let's bring in some help. My man, GION.
Yes,
what's going on
here once again?
We are here
2 weeks in a row.
That's right, man. That's how we do it. The people couldn't get enough, and the OJs told me you got to give the people what they want. So
absolutely,
here we are once again. But like I just said, there's so much fuckery that sometimes two people is not enough. You got to bring in a third party, and we don't mess around. We bring in the big guns, hailing from the great state of Texas. Ladies, gentlemen, prepare yourselves for Oliver Mack.
Hee-haw! What's going on?
I tell you what, I tell you what, we got one of them big guns up in here right now. I tell you what.
Tells you what. What's up, Oliver Mack?
Hey, nothing much, man. You know, just trying to maintain, do my thing, trying to stay out of trouble. You know how it is.
Do your thing with a chicken wing.
That
is correct. And if you're not careful in some areas, you could be shot over a chicken wing. I've been seeing a lot of stuff lately. People getting blasted over nonsense. Yep. Didn't you post something where some kid shot somebody because they picked them up from a party too early?
That is correct, sir.
Oh my God.
15-year-old kid shot his cousin because he picked him up too early from a party.
Son of a bitch. What happened to just pouting in the passenger seat for a little while?
Kids don't good enough anymore. Man, they start the blasting.
That's insane.
These little bastards are crazy.
Yep.
Ooh, watch out, people. Watch out. That's another reason why if you're over 18, you should be able to constitutionally carry, because you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know who's thinking what. I saw an episode of First 48. I was on it hard for a few seasons. Then I took a break. Now I'm back on it. This dude was walking by a dog park. The guy had two little dogs. The two little dogs kind of ran up to the guy, and they didn't bite him. They just kind of ran up to him. And like a month later, he runs into that guy again at the park and just shoots him. So watch out, people. Watch out. Keep your head on the swivel. And if your little cousin wants you to pick him up from the party, just make sure you ain't early. All right? Be careful. So today on Stop the Fuckery, it is episode 13. And we are talking about jobs, people. Something we all have, whether you're providing your own job, self-employed, or somebody provides your job for you. We all have jobs. We all have to create income. And I'm sure in this Fuckery 5, there's going to be some bullshit going on. So without further ado, let's get into said bullshit and start with the Fuckery 5. They get like one of them Jamaican dance hall horns. You bumba clocks. Bam. California's latest job killing policy is more bad news for Golden Staters. Damn it. Now, Oliver, this isn't going to affect you because you aren't in the butthole of the beast known as California.
Yeah, I'm way over here in Texas.
But, hey, California, we like to bleed a little bit into these surrounding states. We like to, people go to other states and bring their California bullshit with them, which is so weird.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I apologize about that, Oliver Mack.
Thank you.
But it says, yeah, man, that's from the heart. California's list of public policy failures was already long, but hiking its minimum wage to $20 an hour for fast food workers may belong at the top. The predictable fallout is lost jobs and higher prices is already being felt, and the flood of residents fleeing the state is poised to accelerate. The Golden State is already home to some of the highest taxes and cost of living in the country. The consequences of failed government policies, a higher minimum wage, is more of the same. Consider California's green energy policies that have created the highest utility rates in the nation. Instead of rolling back those mandates, it's created a new one, surcharges on utility bills, making the middle class pay more even if they don't use more. And there is the culprit right there. If you've ever wondered to yourself, what does Satan really look like? You've seen the beard and the pitchfork and the horns and the red, the red skin and the nails and the sharp teeth. It's always something like that. It always has horns, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Satan, the devil, whatever you call him. But you wondered, what does he really look like? There you go. Stop the Fuckery has delivered. That is what Satan looks like. And look at those bitches standing. Look at that woman, like she's meeting the Betos. She's crying. He's the governor. He's not a king. He's the governor. Look at all those women around him. Look at how they're acting. Look at how excited they are. Look at how wet they are. And I blame women voters for giving us Gavin Newsom. There, I said it. But let's continue. The overtaxing, overspending, and overregulation by the government in Sacramento has turned the state into such a basket case that 1.2 million more people left California than moved in over the last 3 years. By far the biggest loss of any state, beating New York by 35%. Californians clearly don't like the effects of these policies, but they just got more of them with the higher minimum wage law for fast food workers. This particular policy provides a superb example of how disastrous economic ideas become law. Why did that just hop like that? What? Oh, what happened? Okay. Why that happened? What the fuck is going on here? Close.
You gotta.
The fuck is? I'm trying to close it.
Close. Hit the X. Hit the X.
I did. Piece of shit. Anyway, the law was advertised as forcing greedy corporations to pay workers a living wage. But businesses are not charities and cannot pay employees more than they produce, or they'll go bankrupt. Employers pay taxes and other costs on top of an employee's earnings, and at $20 an hour, many fast food workers don't provide enough value to justify highest minimum wage in the country. And they have Fosters in Texas? Or is that just a California thing, Oliver?
Yeah, I don't think we have any Fosters in Texas, especially not in Houston. Maybe some other parts of Texas. I don't know, but I've never even heard of Fosters.
Foster's Freeze, that's a California staple. Not surprisingly, California's fast food companies have now frozen hiring, and some are already announcing mass layoffs. This is not a small cohort of workers. California is, at least for now, home to 500,000 fast food workers. Damn, that's a lot. That number is already dropping and is set to plunge soon. McDonald's has been investing millions of dollars into fully automated restaurants and opened the first of such stores last year. Jack in the Box and El Pollo Loco both announced they'll be using robotics to fully automate cooking and cashier functions. The machines are cheaper than employing people at artificially inflated wage rates, plus the additional costs like training, payroll taxes, and vulnerability to lawsuits, thanks to lawyer lobbies. Yeah, you won't have the robots sexually harassing each other or arguing and fighting. You won't have them calling in sick. Where fast food workers can't be replaced, their jobs will effectively be outsourced. About 1,100 Pizza Hut delivery drivers are set to lose their jobs, with more layoffs announced at another restaurant chain, Round Table. You got Round Table out there, Oliver?
I've never heard of that either.
What?
Man.
That's the best delivery pizza in the nation.
Really?
Consumers will have to use food delivery apps, also being targeted by California's notorious Assembly Bill 40, or they'll have to pick up their orders themselves. Apologists claim that corporations are just posturing and won't really lay off thousands of workers. That thinking is largely made possible by the fact that many politicians have never run a business, had to make payroll, or hired minimum wage workers. In short, They don't understand the impact of the policy they're pushing. All the politicians know is that it's a reliable vote winner, even if it throws low-wage workers under the bus. Not once, but twice. Hiking the minimum wage causes job loss, but it also increases prices. Because lower income folks disproportionately eat at fast food restaurants, they bear the brunt of these higher costs in addition to losing their jobs. A minimum wage of $20 an hour is really a state ban on any job that pays less than $20. Californians in that category must either go somewhere else where such work is still legal, work illegally under the table, or rely on welfare. But the insanity doesn't end there. The law also creates a fast food council that can raise the minimum wage for fast food workers by another 3.5% per year every year until there are no fast food workers left standing. Damn it. California will continue to hemorrhage people, and at that rate of out-migration will likely accelerate as politicians target low-income workers with wage mandates and inflation. Eventually, all the people willing to work will leave, and the only ones left will be those on the state's bloated welfare rolls. The Golden State is killing the goose that laid its golden eggs. And ain't that the fucking truth? So, it's ridiculous on a lot of levels. Number one, if you work a minimum wage job, you don't deserve what's a living wage. You hear people say, well, I can't support a family of 4 or 5 or 6 working at McDonald's. You shouldn't be able to. It's for people, it's for young people to get their foot in the door in the workforce, and it's for older people to subsidize their income and to give them something to do to keep them out of the house so they don't die. You are not, unless you're management, you are not supposed to raise your family off of a minimum wage job. And these people aren't stupid. They know this shit was going to happen. But like I said at the end of the article, the only people left are going to be the ones on welfare, the ones suckling from the government's teat, the ones who will pull the lever for them and do whatever they tell them because they have you by the short and curlies. Your life depends on them. Your education, your income, your security, everything comes from the government. And as we well know, there are millions upon millions of people who have no problem, hooking themselves on the heroin of the state. No problem whatsoever. Generations. You ever see that movie, Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood?
Yep.
They said, hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with welfare. Our family survived generations on it. And that's a comedy, but that's the real mind state of people. Generations on welfare. Why? It's free money. And it's only free because those sons of bitches don't pay into it. And they get tax return anyway. We can go off on that bullshit.
Yeah, buddy.
This is absolute nonsense, and they're gonna cause people to leave, but they don't care because if you look south to the border, they are bringing our replacements in by the millions. So they could care less. They could care less if you leave. And California is beautiful. California is probably the most beautiful state in the nation. There are other states that have mountains and they have snow and they have deserts and beaches and all these things, but California is the only state that has it all. And it's number one dairy producer, number one in produce, number one in nuts, fruits, like everything comes from California, but the people is what they don't care about. It's just their money, and it's really fucked up. And what did they think was going to happen? Oliver, please.
When I was just out of high school, I started working at a fast food restaurant. It was called Rallies in New Orleans, but other places call it Checkers. And I was still living with my parents. I was making this one minimum wage was like what $5.15 an hour.
Damn.
Back then. Yeah. So I was like, but it was fine though, making $5.15 an hour when you're staying with your parents, when you don't really have a bunch of other bills, was great. And that's who should be working at these fast food restaurants. It's crazy that these people they'll start working at these fast food restaurants knowing that it pays the minimum wage, knowing that minimum wage is in Texas like $7.50, something like that an hour. And then they'll start demanding higher wages after they've already accepted. Like, you knew that what you were going to be making before you started this job. You knew that you could not support 4 kids on a minimum wage job, but yet and still you took the job and now you're complaining about, oh, I can't feed my family. You're not supposed to. That's not how this works. I got people that I know that's making like $11 an hour. Some of them have 6, 7 kids that they're trying to take care of
Damn.
on $11 an hour. Like, this is insane. It's insane. It's just, I have to blame it on the women, unfortunately. But
Yep.
these are the people that are making the children that they cannot afford, and then getting into these jobs and then demanding that they pay them more, demanding that they pay them a living wage. What the hell is a living wage? The government is not responsible for handing you a living wage. You're responsible for trying to figure out how much money do you need to survive, and then finding a job that will give you that amount of money. And if you don't have the skills off the bat to give you that job, then you got to earn the skills to do that. Like, nobody is responsible for giving you that. Nobody's responsible for handing you a living wage. And this rhetoric that I hear from the left about living wages and about how the minimum wage is too low, like, it's just nonsense. Like you said about, with people suckling from the teat of the government, I think this is what all this is about. Is basically like they're trying to weed these people or force these people out of the workforce so that they can end up on welfare and Section 8 and these government programs, because those are the people that the government is easily controlling. So that's the people that they're trying to create. They know that these fast food restaurants are going to do automation, because I think deep down inside, they understand how business works, and they understand that these businesses cannot thrive paying people $20 an hour. So they're going to have to use this automation stuff. They know all this stuff. So they're trying to create this permanent underclass that is going to continue to get on things like Section 8 and other government assistance programs, because they're easily controlled when they're on them.
Yeah, that sounds about right. that was a good way to bring it home there. I agree with pretty much everything both of you guys said. I think that there's probably some things that go missing, such as if we were to take a look back in history of how much things used to cost, whether it be gas, groceries, housing, whatever, even if certain circumstances weren't how they were right now, we'd still be paying too much. We saw these changes happen over time, throughout the 1900s, 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, blah, 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 from this time to where we are at now. So I think a good analogy of this is when we talk about, for an example, the gas prices. Now, gas can go down $1, right? It could be $5.29, go down a whole dollar, be $4.29, and then people say gas went down. That's not true. Gas went up a lot. Actually, a little more than too much. But because of perception, I think we get stuck into thinking, we have this like an illusion of the prices changing, the time changing. But it didn't. Actually, things have gotten a whole lot worse due to the fact of how we look at it. So when you talk about California, me and JERICHO know this because we live here. But California used to be nice. California used to be beautiful. We didn't have homelessness. We didn't have all this stuff. So when you, and I believe there was a video that just came out on this, but when you're over here talking about, okay, we're going to get rid of homelessness, and matter of fact, JERICHO, you just did a video on this, I believe. When they were talking about eradicating homelessness, it's been, I don't know how long now, but
since 2008.
Ever since Gavin Newsom pretty much has been a face in California. And homelessness has gotten worse, not only just homelessness, but now we have illegals in California. So there's so much, I think, just depending on how you look at the whole situation as a whole, that the perception is really, I think, the most important thing. It's how you perceive it. Because California, with Gavin Newsom at the helm, has never been good. Ever since his inception in the state, we went backwards and backwards and backwards and backwards every single year. So things like gas, the worst it's ever been. Things like food, the worst it's ever been. Yes, in the country, but in the state of California, man, we've been seeing this for a long. And that's like you said, you're in Texas. Texas is completely different, man. But in California, I don't know how people couldn't have seen this type of stuff coming. when you raise the minimum wage to $20, and you obviously can't pay your employees $20 at places, especially like McDonald's. McDonald's is all over the world. That's a very, very popular fast food chain. You can't pay your employees $20. What's going to happen? These businesses are going to shut down. That's one option. Two is you're going to have to get rid of your employees in layoffs. And right now, I think we're starting to see a record number in layoffs. And I believe there's a story or two on that. So we'll probably get to that. But the point as a whole that I'm trying to make is the perception of things, because some people may not be in California. They don't see how some of these policies that are enacted, especially on a broader scale, can just destroy everything as a whole, the economy as a whole. We're starting to see that really heavily here in California.
Yep. And another thing, speaking of California gas prices, here's the overpriced cherry on top is California pumps the fucking dead dinosaurs out of the ground and refines it and makes gasoline and sends it to other states. And in some of those other states, actually all of the other states that we send it to, because we got the highest fucking gas prices, they are paying less for fuel than we are. We make the shit and we pay more than anybody else. It's because of the fuel taxes and the mileage taxes and all that green tax bullshit. And these fast food chains, they can pay you $20 an hour, but they're about to slash your hours to nothing. And then when you can't afford it and you quit, next thing you know, next time you go into a McDonald's, the next time you go into a McDonald's drive-thru, you're going to have Johnny 5 taking your order because they will automate the shit out of it. And you are crazy if you think Mickey D's is going to shut anything down for any other reason than crime. If there's no crime in that area, there will be robots flipping your burgers and giving you your change in a minute. You watch that shit. And all thanks to Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom. That slick, fork-tongued, Satan's personal assistant piece of shit. But anyway, TJ Maxx. You get the max at TJ Maxx. Well, I don't know. TJ Maxx applicant in disbelief after learning of $12 minimum wage. Not taking that fucking job, end quote. What? You turning up your nose at a TJ Maxx job? You entitled motherfucker. A furious job applicant was in disbelief after he learned during an interview that he would be paid $12 an hour for a TJ Maxx position. The man, whose full name was not disclosed but went by at so beat my ass. Oh my goodness. Are you picturing this guy in your head? Took to social media in front of 362,000 viewers saying he was not taking that fucking job on TikTok. Why the fuck did I have a job interview at TJ Maxx the other day and everything went well, but in the end, the employer, told me that they pay $12 an hour and get paid every week. The applicant, who appears to be from Pennsylvania, says. In my head, I'm like, yeah, I'm not taking that fucking job because, like, what the fuck? That's why their clothes are so cheap, because they're not paying those people. He continued his rant. So, because, like, what the fuck? What the fuck, bitch? Here we go. The applicant said he ended up taking the position when TJ Maxx called him back to tell him he was hired, but he has since second-guessed his decision. Yeah, you damn right you took that job.
Yep.
Punk ass stuff. There he is. The fuck, bitch.
Wait till they find that video.
Yeah. Hey, can you step in? Thank you. So beat my ass. Can you step in the office, please? Thank you. Close the door behind you. You know what? Don't sit down. This won't take long. I'm truly baffled. I don't know why I wasn't able to tell this man no on the phone just now, knowing I didn't want to do this job. Now I'm probably not just going to show up because I don't even know what to do. Oh, that's good. Yeah, don't show up. Hold on, where's the so you can hear this beach, the hook. Where's the volume at? Oh, here it is. I see.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Hold on. See that bullshit. What happened to the video? There it is.
Like, that's why the fuck their clothes are so fucking cheap, because they're not paying them fucking people. Like, that shit is crazy. And I was literally about to come up here and say that shit, and then I just got a call that I got the fucking job. And why the fuck did I tell this man yes? I don't want that fucking job. I can't, like, what? Like, I'm truly fucking baffled. I don't know. why I wasn't able to tell this man no on the phone just now, knowing that I didn't want to do this fucking job. Like, now I'm probably just not gonna fucking show up. Like, I really don't even know what the fuck to do, because $12 an hour, I couldn't even wipe my ass for $12 an hour. What the fuck is that gonna do for me? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think I should do. Shit, I don't know.
Ooh, he's zesty, boy.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah.
even wipe my ass for $12 an hour.
Sugar honey iced tea.
Ooh, he's zesty.
You do something else with your ass for $12, I guarantee it.
For real. He turned his nose up at $12 an hour. Ooh,
Why
man.
can I tell this man no right now? Ugh.
Yeah. I didn't tell him no, but I was like, so yes.
I was like, yes. My mind was telling me no, but my body was telling me yes. Ew. Ew. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, starting minimum wage at TJ Maxx for Pennsylvania locations amounts to $7.25 an hour. The popular retail store known for selling discounted name brand clothes, home appliances, jewelry, and more is known for paying minimum wage for non-manager roles. Many viewers told the new hire that he should keep the job if he's currently unemployed, but still be on the lookout if he's still unsatisfied with pay. Some money is better than no money, and paid weekly, I do it until you find something better. Good luck to you, blah, blah, blah. Some were shining attention on the frustrated man needing to speak up and negotiate his lowball pay. Negotiate. Dude, you got to negotiate. You got to say, I'd love to, but I really need $15 an hour. They're starting at the bottom, but they have corporate permission usually to come up a certain amount, one person wrote. Shut the... You ain't negotiating.
No, sir.
This isn't Goldman Sachs. This is TJ Maxx, fool. You either want it or you don't with your greasy ass lips.
Yep.
Man, get out of here with that shit. TJ Maxx ain't negotiating. Here's your negotiation. Take the job or get out of my office, sir, ma'am, whatever your pronouns are. Are you kidding me? But, you know, that's you know, how you can be entitled and turn your nose up at a job and you don't have one. And like they said, you get paid every week. That's got to soften the blow a little bit. You know, you'll turn around the next week and get another paycheck. But hey, like you said, man, wait till they get a hold of that video. Wait till somebody says, "Hey, isn't that the new greasy lip dude we just hired?" And you are out of here, sir. Then you won't have $12 an hour. You won't have any dollars an hour. You'll be right back to where you started, sitting in your car, and be like, "Why y'all let me make this video?" So I think that is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Get in where you fit in.
You gotta love the entitlement, right?
Bro, come on. I'm like, the fuck? I don't even like,
I'll tell you
came
what,
in
man.
the office like that, man.
In Biden's economy, you better be lucky you have a job and a job offer at that.
Yep.
I mean, $12 is better than no dollars.
You know, I've been in management for a very, very long time, so I'm familiar with this frame of mind from these people. Like $12 an hour. I mean, basically that's what you're worth. If you're sitting there applying to TJ Maxx, that is what you are worth, sir. So take what you are worth until you are able to be worth more, until you are able to build yourself up, go get some education, go get some kind of trade under your belt, and then move on from there. But as of right now, you're worth $12 an hour. Take it or leave it. There are so many people that are waiting and lined up to take that job from you once you get fired when they see this video.
Yep.
Yeah. That was well said. That's pretty much that's should pretty much be the sentiment of everybody on that thought process. Yeah. That's pretty much it in a nutshell.
You're gonna be taking your shit, walking out of TJ Maxx because you just got let go, and then you're gonna hear, "Hello, senor. No, I do the work for $10 an hour." Like, oh, they're paying him 10, you dumbass. Go ahead, keep fucking around. They're gonna have that little Oaxaca in there doing all your shit.
Yeah, they ain't talking about negotiating. Nope. Like I said, I've been in management. I've been in retail management for a very long time, and there was no negotiating unless you had like a ton of experience. If they're paying $12 an hour, that's exactly what they're paying everybody. You know, nobody wants to turn around and say, "Oh, this new dude that came in is making $3 an hour more than somebody who's been there for a year or two."
Yep. No, senor, I don't need lunch break. I work straight 8 hours. I don't take no break. And you over here, the fuck, beach. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Bye bye, beach. Ugh. New workplace trend. Recentism has recentism. The fuck does that even mean? Has employees working less hard because they hate their jobs. Uh-oh. Similar to the viral sensation quiet quitting, when employees get the bare minimum done on the job due to burnout and feeling they're unappreciated, the latest career trend, recentism, captures workers' tendencies toward low productivity because they're resentful. They realize they have to stay in their current job because of financial obligations and responsibilities, but they're not ready to leave the position for one reason or another. This unproductive mentality is affecting both small businesses and large companies across the country. Fox Business reached out to 3 employment experts about how this autopilot work trend is impacting today's workforce, as well as an individual who admits to practicing resenteeism.
Resenteeism, yeah.
Resenteeism?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking new words. Get out of here with this shit. Resenteeism. Jennifer Libby, a district manager with Insperity in Kansas City, Missouri, said resenteeism describes employees who remain in roles they find unsatisfying, either because they don't believe they can find a better opportunity or because they've tried and failed to find a job they want, like the millions of motherfuckers before you. Over time, they begin to resent their employer because they feel trapped in a job they do not want. What's caused this disengagement among workers who go on autopilot at work. Lack of advancement, opportunities, a toxic corporate culture, an excessive workload, and feelings of burnout can all contribute to resenteeism, Libby said. If employees want to try to escape these factors by searching for a job but cannot find one, they may experience resenteeism. Their resentment can build up over time if they cannot find another position while their work environment fails to improve. Dominic, 46, a senior manager for a furniture company in Georgia, said his day-to-day routine has become one of regret and resentment due to lack of engagement at work. He's fired. He said he's also given more work to do without financial reward. For privacy reasons, we asked to omit his last name. People think supply chain issues have slowed down the demand for furniture, but the truth is more people are outfitting their homes because it's too costly to move. Dominic handles inventory for the company. Between doing paperwork, managing logistical issues, and handling daily employee squabbles and scheduling, he said he's unhappy in his position. The married father aspires to switch jobs, but with 2 children, he said he can't act irresponsibly. My wife works part-time as a nurse, and our fixed expenses are there. I have learned to accept the fact that I make the best of a somewhat bad situation, as many Americans are doing now, he said. Prices are rising, companies are stretched, and our choices are not ours to make anymore. He told Fox Business he's looked for other jobs, but either those jobs are not close to home or he'd be taking a dip in salary. There's also a quality of life to consider, Dominic said. Although I don't really like my job, I'm 15 minutes from home. I can see my boys' games and spend Sundays as a family together at church and watching sports. He added, so for the time being, I will stick with my job and make it work, even though my work ethic isn't what it should be. Well, shouldn't have said that. The signs include a lack of passion, decreased engagement, and reduced performance, said Libby with Insperity. When employees stop striving for advancement opportunities, that can also be a sign of resenteeism, sign that resenteeism has prevented them from seeing a future at their organization. Some experts have a more pragmatic approach to resenteeism in the workforce. Those who feel resentful perform to minimally acceptable standards, just as most in the workforce do, said James R. Bailey, Hochberg Professor of Leadership at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. So basically, this is the same shit that people have been dealing with for years. You don't like your job, you feel stuck. Well, if you don't like it, you can always do something else. Maybe you can go back to school. Maybe you can start a skill, maybe a skill you've had, maybe put a little bit of time into it to improve and get you a better job. There's always a way to improve. So if you don't do that, you can't blame it on they won't advance me, the corporate attitude. Then do something about it. And yeah, you left out his last name, but we know his first name. We know he works at a furniture store in Georgia and he has 2 kids. So you mean nobody at that business is going to be like, hey, wait a minute, that's the motherfucker in the other room. He has 2 kids. This is a furniture store. Like, that was stupid. You shouldn't have gave your name at all. That might be it for you. But basically, this is nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. People have been dealing with this for a long time. They slap some stupid ass name on it like they do with things. And you see how the article was blaming the company or the corporation and not the people. Fix your situation if you don't like it. Start something else. This is the age of the entrepreneur. You can start a business. I started a business by talking into my phone. Everybody's passionate about something. Everybody has some kind of skill. Everybody has a gift. Whatever it is, tailor it to whatever you want it to be and start making more money, period. But yeah, if you got a job you don't like and you're stuck there, you're just fucking stuck. Like, what do you want the company to do? Give you more money just because you want it? Promote you just because you want it? Maybe you don't deserve it. People are admitting to being mediocre at work. That's the downfall. That's one of the many downfalls of technology. These dumbasses are going to sit there and post shit like, oh, hashtag want to be somewhere else. And you're going to post that shit on your social media and your boss is in the other room monitoring that shit and watching you just go bing, 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 posting shit, and you're supposed to be working. Man, that is so damn stupid. Technology, social media, and phones is the worst thing that ever happened to humanity. What say you, Oliver, on that?
I agree 100%. I think this goes back to the whole entitlement theme that we've been running across in this episode. I think a lot of people feel entitled at their job, like everything is supposed to be perfect, everything is supposed to be catered to them. They're supposed to get all the perks and benefits of the job but not have to do much of the work. Like it's really crazy what I've been hearing from people, and this is in my personal life. A lot of the employees that I have to deal with on a daily basis, they're extremely entitled. I mean, you heard what he said. He may not like his job, but he says that he gets all these benefits of having the job. The job is 15 minutes away. He gets to spend time with his kids. He gets to go to church. I mean, that sounds like a win-win to me. You get a job that's paying you more than other jobs that you could probably get with your skill set. And then you have the benefits of having more quality of life. So, I mean, suck it up. Do the job to the best of your ability until you find something new. A lot of people, what they do is they check out of their job before they're found something new, before they're ready to move on, and you shouldn't do that. And then when you get fired because of lack of productivity, then you're going to try to blame the management. You're going to try to blame the company when it's you. Like, it's your fault that you got fired. You decided, look, this job isn't worth it to me. I'm not going to put in the hours. I'm not going to put in the effort that I used to because of what they call recenteeism or whatever the made up dumbass name is. But we got to just, it goes back to personal responsibility, accountability for your actions. It's not resenteeism or anything like that. It's, I don't like this job anymore, so I'm not giving the job my all when I should give the job my all until I find something new.
And, real quick, Gian, before you jump in there, being a parent and having a job 15 minutes from home where you have a short commute and you can still be there for your kids, you can't really put a price on that.
Nope.
So like you said, man, you just got to bite the bullet and deal with that shit, because being there for your kids, man, that's a blessing to be able to have your work fit into that and be present. So you just got to shut the fuck up, Mr. Furniture Store in Georgia.
Yeah, I got a job. It takes me an hour and a half just to get home. So I would kill to have a job that's 15 minutes away.
Yeah. I think we all would when in this climate of gas being in California, because Oliver doesn't know about those prices. Almost being in some places is $6, but almost $6 right now. Having a job that's 15 minutes away would be heaven. But real quick, I don't have or go ahead.
What's your commute, Gian?
Oh, it's like right under an hour, probably like 52 minutes.
Dog.
Yeah. But I will say where I work, I'm right on the ocean. It's peaceful. There's no, gang stuff or nothing like that. It's clean. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Laguna Beach, Jericho. So
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm there.
Nice.
I'm there. I ain't got no worries. So I will say it is still to a degree worth the drive, because I could be somewhere completely worse, like LA. But real quick, I don't think I have too much to say about this, because I feel like it already talked about itself enough, and you guys put some good points out. But what I do want to say, I want to talk about the whole ism. There, there's always a new ism, and in this case, we got recentism, which, I mean, who the hell created that? I can't wait to find out where that came from. But the definition of resentment, because of course that comes from that word resenting and resent. Resentment is a complex, this is what Google says, the meaning is multi-layered emotion that has been described as a mixture of disappointment, disgust, and anger. Now, that to me just sounds like emotions and a mood. And when you put those things together, when you work a job that is probably not your career path, not your goal, something that you don't really want to do, because I tell everybody that a job is a tool, it's not your career, you're going to have probably resentment when you have to wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, drive a commute, be somewhere where somebody, you're working for someone else. You're not working for yourself. You're not working for your own business. There's going to be resentment. You're going to feel that way. So I just feel like this whole article is, well, first of all, it's not really needed, because I feel like everybody's going to feel that way at some point in their life, whether it's their jobs or school. I mean, look, we had to take classes we didn't want to take in order to get closer to getting a degree that we wanted in whatever field. I think this is natural. I think that's a natural thing, man. I think it's just another term or another word, the same way that they've created like mental health or mental health illness or whatever, right? It's another one of those to me, but only it's just being used in the workforce. And I don't think we need any more of that. I think the more that we start to, I mean, of course, we're not doing it. When I say we, I mean that just society. But the more that we create these terms and these words to trying to describe every single little thing, the more we're getting away from what the roots are. And I think also, I want to end it with this. The reason why people would be feeling resentism or resentment is simply because of where we are in our economy today. Is you wouldn't feel that way if you were making good money, whether it's a job you liked or not, but you can actually provide for yourself and your family. But so many people are not having that outcome right now, that they are feeling resentment in what they do. So I think there's more to it than just, people are going to work and this is, technically what is happening. No, there's a whole lot more behind that. No one wants to work their ass off this hard or so hard to not have or have the ability to make a living for themselves. So that has an effect on your emotions, for lack of a better term.
And side note, real quick, Rios says, I heard here in California something about over $1 billion in government homeless money unaccounted for. Well, you can times that by 24. It was $24 billion toward homelessness that is unaccounted for. Oops. Whoops.
Yep.
They misplaced $24 billion. I don't know. Do you know? No, I don't know. I did a video on that, and I looked into the annual salary for the people. There's a council, a committee of people who are charged with eradicating homelessness from California. There's probably 20 of them. And I looked into their annual salaries, and they get anywhere from $170,000 to $435,000 a year to get rid of homelessness. So the average was like 200. Most of them were making like 200 grand or more, 230. So let's say you make $225,000 a year. You want that job to go away? You got your Tesla in the driveway. Your wife's looking good. Your kids are going to a good school. They got good clothes on their back. You got the Sub-Zero refrigerator. You got some toys in the garage. You got a nice house in a nice neighborhood. You grab your newspaper off the porch every day. Morning, Tom. Morning. A real nice place. You got a good life going. You're going to bust your ass to get rid of that $225,000 a year? Hell no. So that's exactly why you have these people. And I don't know why. Why do you deserve that much money? Shit. But not only do they get that kind of money, but they're not performing. They're not doing shit. Homelessness not only is gone or has been diminished, it's worse. We have a third of the nation's homeless in one fucking state. And they just, oh no, with $24 billion. Where do you think that went? Up somebody's nose.
Yep, somebody's
the
pocket.
Mistress to keep them quiet. Vacations, first
Trips
class.
around the world, right?
Yeah, trips around the world. The white toes in the white sand. You know, yeah, I'll take it. Let me get one of those. Yeah, with the funny straw and the coconut. Well, you want one, baby? Yeah. Let me get 2 of those. That's where that fucking money went. Somebody got a new Benz, new house, another house. But it's $24 billion.
Well, I'll tell you this. If you were to say, hey, if everybody puts in $1 for this, I don't know, charity for breast cancer, right? You win a prize, or I'll give you $100 or $50, $100, whatever. Let's say $100, and then you have 200 people put in $1. Well, you just made $200. So you have an extra $100 you can do with that money, or you have the option to keep it. So what happens to me is that they keep on using these fronts like we're going to fight homeless. How the hell do you fight homelessness? First of all, there should be no homeless people. This country is way too big. This state is way too big for there to be homeless people. Trust me, I went up and down California quite a bit. The only way that is possible is mismanagement in all different types of areas, whether it's housing, whether it's food, whether it's water, whatever the case may be, because it is a process to become homeless. You don't just become homeless overnight. But anyways, with that being said, I believe that's exactly what is happening. I think that they always do this in government, but use a front, and then next thing you know, that money is gone. We don't know what we did with it. That's because you didn't do what you were supposed to do with it. That's why.
Poof. It's gone. Just disappeared in the thin air. Hey, Oliver, just to close this, to wrap up this topic before we get to the next story. You work in the medical field, correct?
Yes, I do.
So what would happen if you were to misplace, let's say, $100,000 worth of equipment?
Most likely I'd be investigated and might end up, of course, losing my job, but could end up being prosecuted for it.
So it wouldn't just be like, hey, so you don't know? All right, that's cool. See you tomorrow.
No, it wouldn't be. No, because the money went somewhere. Like the money is somewhere. Like somebody spent that money. Money just doesn't disappear like that.
But how do you have that kind of money circulating and no oversight? You don't know what happened to it. There should be a website.
Somebody knows.
Hell yeah, but there should be a website where any Californian can go on, and I want to see a real-time account of that money. Every dollar you spend, we see that 24 billion getting smaller and smaller and smaller. There should be documentation that shows where every single dollar went, because that is a whole lot of fucking money to just oh no, nothing to show for it.
I guarantee Newsom knows where that money is at.
Oh yeah, bitch. Also, not only is that a whole lot of money, but that's a whole lot of money that just disappeared whilst the citizens don't have a whole lot of money. So it's funny how this money is either going overseas somewhere or disappearing in the middle of the night whilst we're in the middle of the worst economy that we have had in years.
You know, some Biden may know where that money is too.
I don't think Biden himself knows shit. I think his
his handlers and his
yeah. But that's not the same Biden. I just saw somebody posted a clip of a phone call he made on the night that Trump won the election in 2016. That's a different Joe Biden. That's not the Joe Biden we have today. That dude doesn't look the same, and he damn sure doesn't sound the same. I don't know. I don't want to get too conspiratory with it. I don't know if that's the same. Either that's not the same dude, or his mental decline is going at a rapid pace. Because, but the reason I say it's not the same dude is not so much that his brain's fucked up and he's saying the words on the teleprompter, pause, and all that kind of shit. But he don't look the same. He does not look the same. He looks like he looks like a brother to the other Joe Biden. He looks like they're related, but that ain't him. Call me crazy.
Hey, I mean, you got a point. I try not to go into the conspiracy territory, but people have been making some pretty convincing arguments that that's not the real Joe Biden.
Bro, he don't look the same. Yeah. That dude, his face is different. That's not the same. Fuck, man, I don't know. But
no, I'm with you guys. We'll get over to this real quick. I just wanted to say I'm with you guys on that. I'm also with Oliver, where I've gotten out of all that conspiracy stuff where I only stick to things I can prove. Now, what I will say is Biden is, if you really, really pay attention, because, people over here talking about Obama's really running it. First of all, Obama ain't running shit. He's a puppet too. But Biden literally is like the Walking Dead. So I don't necessarily think that it is a whole different person, although you can make that argument like you said, JERICHO, with some things.
I don't really believe that he's a whole different person, but that motherfucker's face is not the face of the dude from 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago.
Yeah, I just think dude is just tremendously brain dead. And I think that also has had an effect on what he looks like. But yeah, there's noticeable differences, but I can't sit here and tell you, yeah, it's Jim Carrey wearing a mask. I heard that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, something happened, because that's a man, that and figuratively speaking, that's not the same person. Something fucking happened to that dude's gray matter inside of his head. I've said it before. If you open up his head, there's a dead mouse laying in the middle of his fucking skull.
Or the little aliens from Men in Black.
Something is in there, and it's fucked up. Okay, Tesla, the company of the richest African American in the world. Tesla cutting around 2,700 jobs in Austin and more than 3,300 in California as part of a broad restructuring. Oh, there's that corporate speak. We're just restructuring. Tesla's okay, blah, blah, blah. Just saw that shit. The steep job cuts are part of what? Why do they put that under the fucking thing I just read? That's the same thing. And that's a weird dude. Yeah, I mean, he's great with X and everything and freedom of speech, but Elon Musk is a weird dude. Tesla has eliminated 3,332 jobs across the state of California and 2,688 jobs in Austin, Texas, according to worker adjustment and retraining notification act letters and notices filed in both states. The layoffs are part of a broader restructuring that the electric vehicle maker announced last week. In 2021, Tesla CEO Elon Musk moved the company's corporate headquarters from corporate headquarters to Austin from Palo Alto, California. And Palo Alto, side note, is where Stanford University is. It's a very hoity-toity, wealthy, well-to-do part of California, as long as you don't go on the east side. East Palo Alto is one of the most dangerous places in the country. There was a time when the mail wasn't delivered there. They would go to the edge of East Palo Alto, leave the mail there, and the citizens would have to distribute it. It was fucked up. But the rest of it, very nice. Musk said in an internal memo last week that Tesla was cutting more than 10% of its global headcount as the EV maker reckons with flagging scales and increased competition. He did not say which departments or locations would be most affected. As we prepare the company for our next phase of growth, it is extremely important to look at every aspect of the company for cost reductions and increasing productivity, he wrote. A subsequent warn notice filed in New York indicated that 258 positions were being eliminated at a factory in Buffalo. Tesla employed 140,473 people total as of December 2020, according to the filings. Tesla officially opened its Texas EV and battery factory in April 2022 with a cyber rodeo party. The company now manufactures some of its Model Y crossover utility vehicles in Austin and has started to build its cyber truck there. I saw one of those the other day. Musk later called the Austin factory and another assembly plant in Germany gigantic money furnaces. In an interview with Tesla owners Silicon Valley, a fan club that promotes Tesla vehicles. According to the filings with the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, Tesla was planning to spend upward of $770 million last year on the construction of expanded facilities in Austin, including for battery cell testing and manufacturing, cathode and drive unit manufacturing, plus a die shop, among other things. Tuesday's Warren filing said none of the employees are represented by a union and none of the employees have bumping rights or the right for more senior workers to replace those with less seniority. Layoffs in California included 2,266 people in Fremont, which is home to Tesla's first U.S. vehicle assembly plant, and 486 employees in Palo Alto, home to Tesla's engineering headquarters. The cuts affected workers at the company's factories, engineering offices, stores, showrooms, and service centers across the state. Jobs were also cut in Burbank and Lathrop, where Tesla makes spare parts at a foundry and assembles Megapack battery energy storage systems. Executives are expected to discuss the restructuring on the company's quarterly earnings call at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I live about an hour from Lathrop. Lathrop is fucking shit kicker podunk town. It's something you drive through and wouldn't blink an eye. It also has Ghirardelli factory there, In-N-Out Burger distribution center, a giant UPS facility. So it's a very industrial area. And, you know, to kind of put it in perspective, where it said 400 and some jobs from its Palo Alto office or building, that's not a lot of people in the grand scheme of things, but in one area, that's a lot of people, man. Almost 500 people losing their jobs. That's crazy. But, you know, like I said, due to competition, and I'm sure the fact that California doesn't make it very welcoming for businesses in California, I'm sure that has something to do with it. But that's shitty, man. And to be one of those people and to hear that corporate, you know, speak of restructuring and, you know, we're moving some things around, and basically it means you're fired. That's really sad for those people, and my heart goes out to them. That really sucks. But California does not make it appealing. It does not provide a warm environment for industry with the taxes and shit, and then the woke bullshit. You can't blame companies for leaving and taking thousands and thousands of jobs with them. Elon Musk, Tesla alone is taking thousands of jobs. So think of all these other companies that have can't do it. Not that they don't want to. You think they don't want to have their business in California? It's beautiful here. But you're going to do me like that? You're going to jack up the cost of everything and tax the shit out of me? I got to go.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You want to go where your business is going to thrive. You want to go where your business is going to be respected, and that's not happening in California. Like, not at all. There's a lot of companies that are moving to places like Texas and places like Florida from places like California and New York because of taxes. Like, they tax the crap out of people there. Like, I can't imagine. I mean, when you were talking about the gas, you said the gas is almost $6 a gallon in California.
Got it.
Yeah, I was complaining about the gas. I just got gas in my car today. I was complaining about paying $2.80 a gallon. So I can't imagine. I can't imagine what it's like up there. And what I heard is like the gas is higher just based on the taxes that you guys have to pay up there.
Yeah,
like
you probably get your gas from us.
Yeah.
And you're paying like half of what we're paying. I think I paid $5.19 yesterday.
Oh my God.
To put gas in my truck, man. And that's, you know, it's mid-grade. But okay, you go down to the cheap shit, it's what, $4.89? or $5, depending on where you go. You can find like some rotten Robbies or like some real cheap shit, but you're probably going to get accosted for money by a homeless person when you go in there to pay. But yeah, man, it's ridiculous. And go back to what, a year ago and some change, $7, almost $8 a gallon for gas out here, man. And don't be in the city, don't be in LA, don't be in San Francisco. You're paying $9, almost $10 a gallon for that shit. And we make it here.
Yep. But I hope more companies decide to take their business elsewhere, because that's the only way that this stuff is going to change. The more more businesses continue to stay in California and New York, they're just going to keep doing it. So I hope that more companies will decide to come to places like Texas and Florida, where they can get these tax breaks. I mean, you heard Joe Biden, he's trying to raise taxes, trying to raise capital gains taxes. Like, that is Democrat policy. They think that they're helping out the middle class by raising these taxes, but he's raising taxes on the middle class too. So I hope that people fully understand what Democrat policies are and get away from them, because that's the only way that these things will stop. You got to hit them in their pockets, and a lot of them, you got to hit them in their personal pockets, not just in the state's pockets or the city's pockets. You got to hit these governors, these mayors, these politicians in their own pockets. That's the only way that they're going to see how horrible their policies are.
Yeah, well said. I want to hit this from another angle too. We've seen it in a couple of the other articles, but and this one they kind of said it too a little bit. When we talk about gas as well, is I used to hear all the time. There's someone in my family who I couldn't believe they said this, but they said it was greedy corporations is why inflation, whatever is happening, is why the gas prices are high, is why the minimum wages, they can pay their employees, they just don't want to because they're greedy.
Yep, I heard the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm like, how is that a thing? I don't understand how they use this as an excuse. It's really mind-boggling to me.
Because they heard it on MSNBC and CNN.
You're probably right, to be honest, because I believe that's exactly where they got that crap from. But with that being said, just going here, for gas, for an example, you said that you paid about $2 the other day. Me and Jericho both paid in the $5. So I'm trying to figure out if, let's say we went to the same gas station. I don't know what you guys have there. We have Shell, we have Chevron, we have
we got all that stuff.
All right, because there's some smaller ones too that people use. Let's just say we went to a Shell gas station and I'm paying $5 and you're paying $2. So did Shell decide to be less greedy in Texas?
Hell
no. And it's actually $3. I don't want to go down to Trump prices, because Trump prices, it was $3. We under Joe Biden, so it was like $3.80 that I was paying. But I put premium. I got to put premium gas in my car, so I would say that for like regular gas, it was probably like like $3.20, something like that.
Oh, that's
still crazy.
Yeah.
I'll still take that. I will be whistling at the pump while I'm putting gas in my truck, paying $3. Man, $3.50. That would be amazing. But it's all taxes, man. It's all tax. You go down Southern California, you'll see the pumps along by the train tracks on the side of the road, on the side of the highway. You'll see them pumping it right out of the ground. They got the refineries and shit up in the Bay Area. They turn that shit into petrol and send it all around the country, probably all around the world. And how the fuck do we pay more? I saw a video of a dude in Hawaii paying less for gas than we pay right here in California, where the shit came from. It's all taxes, man. And mileage taxes and road taxes and all this shit. And they're evil, but they're not stupid. So there must be a reason that they're chasing everybody out of the state. There's got to be a replacement.
So what do all those taxes pay for?
They don't go to the roads. No, they don't go to the roads. I could guarantee you that.
What they're supposed to pay for. They don't go to the roads. If you got to pee real bad, don't drive on a California street because you're going to piss yourself. It's supposed to go to the roads. It's supposed to go to the schools, but we're number 49 on the list of education. It's supposed to go to
property taxes. Property taxes don't pay for the schools in California?
It depends on if you live in a good area. They do.
Okay.
Where you have people who care about their schools and the quality of education, yeah.
But a red city.
Yeah, like where I live. I just
Yeah.
came from it's called math night at the school, at my son's elementary school. And if you go to 5 stations, you get a prize. You should have seen it. It was packed. There were moms and dads in there, doing the little math games and stuff with their kids. So when you have engaged parents, yeah, that's where the property tax goes. People who care about voting. But when you have a bunch of dummies who are like the first article, who are just all about the welfare, they don't give a shit. They don't care about that. And our property tax just went up this year. It's bullshit, man. I don't know. Maybe the taxes that we pay for fuel and all that other bullshit, maybe it's floating around with that 24 billion.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's what I was about to say. I mean, here in Texas, well, at least in my area, the property taxes pay for schooling. So I'm trying to understand, like, if you guys in California have all these extra taxes that we don't have, we seem to be doing fine without the extra taxes. So what do you have in California that those extra taxes are paying for? I can't see it.
More illegals than anybody else. We pay illegals health care. It used to be 26 and younger. Now it's everybody. We pay for the health care. We pay for them to get sex changes. We pay for all of these abortions because we're an abortion destination now. We want you to come here and kill your baby, and we'll take care of it. We're paying for everybody. That's the problem. We're paying for these homeless people. There's homeless people getting $600 a month or more to be homeless. That's
crazy.
how they're wasting it. They're building facilities for homeless people that homeless people don't want to go to because they don't want to get off drugs.
Yep.
Trust me, if you're wondering, man, how do I learn how to waste money? Come on out here. We'll show you. We'll show you how it's done. You guys don't know how to waste money like we know how to waste money. And they're calling these people here. They're ringing the dinner bell for illegals to come here. You're going to pay for my insurance. You're going to give me phones. You're going to give me a home. You're going to put my kids in school. You're going to give me medical insurance and all this shit for my kids, for their mouth full of fucking silver teeth. Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. It's redonk, as the kids say.
Yep.
Layoffs could spike as one labor market indicator says a recession is already here. Yeah, no shit. Market forecaster says. But hey, unemployment's down and inflation's down, right, guys? What are you talking about, citizens? What are you talking about? Shit's great. Biden's doing great. The U.S. may already be in a recession, according to Danielle DiMartino Booth. A steady rise in unemployment rate above cycle lows signals a recession, she said. Other forecasters have said the unemployment rate could reach 5% by year end. The U.S. could see a rise in layoffs, and there's one indicator in the labor market that suggests a recession is already here, according to a veteran market forecaster. The Quill Intelligence Research Chief Strategist pointed out to worrying signs in the labor market. Despite headline job growth remaining strong, the economy added 303,000 workers in March, but the jobless rate has steadily ticked higher, rising from a low of 3.4 in April 2023 to around 3.8 last month. As of February, the labor market has been pointing to a historical recession indicator that flashes when unemployment rate rises 0.35% above its cycle low and holds above that level for at least 3 months. What was the case for the 2008 recession, Booth noted, with the National Bureau of Economic Research dating the recession back to the month the indicator was first triggered. So we're in a recession. As far as the unemployment rate is concerned, Booth said, speaking in an interview on the David Lynn report. Job cuts have climbed this year. Total layoffs and discharges rose nearly 10% year over year in February. According to the Federal Reserve data, and worker firings accelerate in the coming months, Booth predicted, given that layoffs typically surge as firms report earnings. She estimated that layoffs for the year could rise to 370,000 by the end of April. That would be the highest number of layoffs recorded over the 4 months of the year since 2009 in the wake of the great financial crisis. Booth has been warning for months of a coming wave of job losses. Top economist David Rosenberg, has also predicted that the unemployment rate could rise to around 5% by the end of the year as a recession hits the economy. And that will be just in time for somebody to probably be out of office, right? Elections in November, end of the year is December. Everything was great until after it's too late. So, yeah, I don't understand where that disconnect is from the powers that be telling us unemployment's down, the interest rates are down. Where? I don't see that at the check stand. I don't understand that shit. I don't see how they can say that because I don't see it. I don't feel it. We were just talking about the gas prices, the interest rates for home prices are up and staying there and might drop a little bit. So where do they see this recession not happening? Because at the ground level, it's happening. Oliver, Matt, please tell us what you think about that article before we release you to your family.
They are lying. They're lying through their teeth. They know exactly what is going on. They know exactly that what they're saying is a bunch of bullshit. They know that the wages are not up. They know that prices are not down. Like they know all this stuff. And they're just continuing to lie because somebody wants to get reelected. And it just, baffles me because although I know they're lying, there are a lot of people out there who are mindless idiots that'll believe everything that these people are saying. And they'll parrot everything that these people are saying. And even though they don't have as much money in their bank account anymore, even though they know that their grocery bill is through the roof, they'll say the same thing that Joe Biden and his press secretary is saying. Oh, the economy is great. What are you talking about? The economy is great. You got $2 in your bank account right now. When Trump was in office, you probably had $100, $200 in your bank account. You know that things are different, but you just going along with the narrative. And I just can't stand these people because they're making it worse for everybody else because they're going to sit there and vote for these people, vote this person back in office, knowing that their lives are so much worse now just because they don't want to give Trump a win, just because they don't want to see Donald Trump back in office because of his mean tweets. Or he's not nice to the reporters. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Yeah, that was beautifully said because I was just thinking as you were saying that, I'm like, shit, I wouldn't be nice to the reporters either. I hear them say some of the dumbest stuff. Like Trump would literally embody the everyday person. That's the reason why people like Trump. Obviously, yeah, there's people who don't like Trump, but I think a lot of that was a seed planted into them by the indoctrination of the mainstream media that they utilize. Because if you were to ask some of these people, why don't you like them? They couldn't give you an answer. The same way we saw, these protests and stuff, and these girls were asked what they were there protesting for, and they couldn't tell them. They're like, I don't know. I'm not educated on the topic. Yep. So we have, and let me use this kind of like little analogy. I remember when I was younger, way younger, I was probably like 9 years old. And I remember watching a movie. I can't remember what it was, but I was talking to my mom and I said, Mom, how are these people dying, right? Like in the movie, but they're alive in real life, right? Now, as a 9-year-old, obviously, the world is still kind of new to you, trying to understand the world. So I couldn't figure out how if I'm watching a movie, and I don't know, let's say Keanu Reeves is in it, and I'm trying to figure out like what happened, how did he grow up that fast? If we're seeing a kid, some little actor playing a young Keanu Reeves, how the hell did he grow up so quick to be Keanu Reeves, right? And how did somebody get stabbed on film, but they're really alive? How did they do this? How did they make this happen? Now, the reason I'm saying this is because when you grow up and you get older, you start to understand things. You would think that when you get older, you start to have common sense, you start to understand things. So I understand that when I'm watching TV, when I'm watching movies, when I'm watching the news, when I'm watching all this stuff, I'm watching people act the same way that I was watching people act when I was younger. The only difference is we are given the illusion that what they're doing and what they're saying is real in reality because they're not technically filming a movie, so to speak, or whatever. They're just the talking heads. They're the pundits. They're the ones that are on there that are giving you, you know, when we talk about the Karine Jean-Pierres and all of them, their job is to lie. Their job is to act. And I understand all of that now. But a lot of people don't. So since a lot of people don't understand it, right, as you said, Oliver, they will get on there and they will believe everything these people say, verbatim, word for word. And I'm telling you, a great example of this literally is Joe Biden. Every time he opens his mouth, he's not even saying things that he is supposed to be saying coming from him. He's talking from scripts.
Mm-hmm.
He's reading from scripts. He's reading from teleprompters. He doesn't have a mind of his own because his mind doesn't work anymore. So these people that are getting up there and literally are lying to everybody and lying to the American people, as you said, they know that they are. They do know that they are, because that is literally the role they're playing in this, what we would call reality, which they think is a movie. That's pretty much how I see it now. So I don't believe anything that they say ever. And we have to go off of what the reality is, because what we're seeing on the TV screen is not reality.
Facts.
True that. Well, Oliver Mack, we thank you for being here, man. We thank you for hanging out. I think you're about 2 hours ahead of us on the West Coast. So it's creeping up on 10 o'clock for you. So thanks for hanging out, man. Thanks for giving
no problem. It's always fun.
Your knowledge and expertise. Make sure you guys follow Oliver Mack on Instagram at Right Winged Angel. I'm always pulling articles and stuff from his Instagram, because not only are they good articles, but they're put together so well, and he gets the meat of the article, cuts through all the bullshit for you. So I really appreciate that. Instagram, are you on X?
Yeah, I'm on X. I don't really get much traction on X, but I still post from time to time.
Hey, fuck it. Follow him on X too.
Yep.
On YouTube and every damn where else. Just
on
Google
YouTube.
Oliver Mack. I'm sure to have everything there for you. Thanks again, man. I really appreciate you. Shout out to your lovely family. And we will see you next time, brother.
All right. Peace, guys.
All right, Oliver.
Oliver Mack has left the building.
I know. It sucks. I miss him already, man.
Already.
No, he really is great to have on, man. I feel like and just like how you said it, he has more of a following, like on Instagram, other platforms other than YouTube. So we don't get to hear from Oliver too much from other than the stuff maybe that he's posting, and he's working on that stuff a lot. But when we actually do get to hear from Oliver, it's good to have him on as a voice.
Yes, intelligent, a great dude. I met Oliver a couple times in person. A great family man. Shout out to his wife and his son. And I'm glad he spent some time with us. Now, let's get to the next seg, if you will. Fuckery fails. And again,
fuckery fails.
This is Yob related. So these are total idiots at work. And we've all either been this person or we know this person. Roll it. Come on. I'm here. Dumbass. Oh, you jackass. Yeah, I heard it. Oh, we gotta go back. What did that idiot do? Come on, YouTube, quit fucking around. Yeah, I heard it. My neck would hurt after that.
He ain't going nowhere but home because he's getting fired.
Yep, you wasted 2 days. Oh, hell no. I'd be pissed at that. Hold on, let's go back to that one. I'd be mad as shit. Where did they get that big ass spider from? That another Australia?
Seriously though, that ain't no American spider.
No. let me make the screen smaller. Maybe that's why. Oh, was that a fucking rat? Oh, no. Hold on, not a fucking rat. Oh, a squirrel.
Yeah, I was like, that's way too big to be a rat.
Bro, I get a fucking broom and beat the shit out of that squirrel.
Do you know what's in your cheap protein powder? Well, here.
No, I feel like you're going to tell me.
Yeah, yeah. Or you probably won't. You'll probably just wait until the video's about the end. Like all the ads do. Hey, do you want to know how you can shed 25 pounds? Well, I'll tell you in about 3 minutes after I go through some other shit.
All right, hold on. Just wanted to get through that ad so you guys have to see that bullshit. Here we go. Oh, you dumbass chicken. Oh,
not the work shenanigans.
Weak ass. Oh, no, not the forklift. Don't do it. Stupid.
Come on, man. You knew.
You should have pushed it forward, dumbass.
Hold on to something.
New back. You're going to need a new back. There it is. New lower back. Workman's Kizomp. You know, not to be sexist or anything, but to me, working in an office full of women would just be a fucking nightmare. I couldn't do it. Like being men who are insecure. I know somebody who is always wants to be with his wife, and where you going out? And she'll be going out like on a girls' night. He wants to go. I don't understand that. And not to be an asshole, but women, when they get together, they're on a whole nother frequency. Like,
yeah.
That's their time. That's them. That's the language they communicate. And to a man, that's just fuck that. Hey, go have fun. I could not. I couldn't do it.
Wow.
You know, that's like a new tech company or something. They ain't got no rules.
Yeah.
They would just show high as shit. Uh-oh.
No, that's not gonna end up. Oh wow.
Oh
Jeez,
man.
Louise.
I'd stay right there and get a piece of drywall to the head or something.
All right.
Right.
Fucking idiots.
Oh, that hurt, didn't it?
Come on, dog. You know better. Wake up, bitch. Wake up.
Wake up, beach.
The hook, beach.
Beach. What my heart do?
My week done came off, beach. Oh, that's funny. You know he works with a bunch of dudes. Those are the only ones who would take the time to fuck with him that bad.
He must be a conspiracy theorist.
Tinfoil hat. Are you serious? That's like his last day or something. When I used to work at Trader Joe's, if it was somebody's last day, and if they were cool, like if you're an asshole, you know if nobody liked you, but we would wrap their car in shrink wrap.
Like you ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere. You got about 30 minutes cutting all that shit off.
Simple but effective.
Yep. What the fuck? That thing is getting shot. What? What?
Yeah. What are you doing? What is this? Is that a pig? That's a hog.
Oh, fuck that pig up. Damn, girl, you got their legs all up there. What's up?
I know. What was she? Yeah. What kind of virtual reality
were you
was
watching?
She in?
Slut.
Nice.
Whore.
I was almost to the balls.
That is legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Oh, come on. Coming back down.
Was he hiding from his girlfriend or what?
You see the one with that drunk chick? It was in a liquor store and she did that and she fell through the roof.
I did not, but I can't wait to.
Oh, that shit was hilarious, man.
How does she not see that right there?
She will. Hang on.
Okay, so I'm
Oh my
on
God,
right
Nathan,
now, and Dave's
stop.
downtown
You're
is doing
dead.
drone delivery, and the drone is literally coming up to my window with the food. It's kind of
That's
struggling,
next level
but
lazy,
I think
bro.
it's gonna make it. This is crazy. Oh,
Hi,
it's dropping.
DoorDash. Can you guys send a drone to my window?
Voice
Can
actor.
you drone me?
Oh my God. Okay, a little more. A little more.
I'm
That
naked
is-
and I'm like
That's really
jacking
cool.
off. Can you drone me?
Yeah.
Come here.
Turn the camera
No,
off when you reach the window. Like,
No. Oh,
Oh, you fucking piece of
dude.
shit.
That was like $14.
Oh, dude.
yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Eat.
Fuck yeah. What do you think was gonna happen?
That's not going to end well. Yeah, that's not
Nope.
going to end well.
Hold it with your other hand. Dumbass.
So I can't make this shit up. I
Yeah,
asked
you
this
can.
dude what size he needs in his shoe.
Oh, I can't wait to see the rest of that. How far?
see.
How long are we in for? Let me see.
Hold on. It's just showing the stupid time on this commercial.
Hey, Jericho, you see all those happy white people in the background at the bottom?
I was
don't,
offended by that.
They're not experiencing recentism at their job.
Oh, they're loving it.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We need some more diversity there, right? Some
Yeah, that's
diversity, equity, and inclusion.
So we need some DEI.
Thank God.
Stop.
Yes. stop
No, we're
that.
almost 6 minutes in, so we'll do a couple more.
All right.
This size.
Oh no, he drew his foot on a piece of paper.
He doesn't know his
Fucking
size, dude.
Idiot.
Find the shoe that fits in the print. How the
Jesus. Come on, man. There's a stop sign there for a reason.
Ah, down goes Frazier.
Stupid ass.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh, not the paint.
No.
Yeah, he gave up. Yeah. 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 that
Bruh. Yo, these videos, hold on. These videos with cats like freaking out and knocking shit over and breaking shit. Why the fuck do you have a cat in the house? Number one. Number two, that would be the last time that cat's in my house. Like you got claws and teeth and fur. You belong outside, you son of a bitch. I'd be so damn mad.
and 4
Fucking
legs
up.
too.
Bro, you're getting booted outside. Shit.
Izzy's getting a whooping.
Oh, you were looking at her skirt, you fucking
Right.
pervert. You're going to HR.
Justin.
Justin's going to HR
I was gonna bang you, but you scared me to death.
because Justin has a fucking upskirt website. That motherfucker's out of
Right.
here.
Fucking
Justin
outta here, you-
is outta here. You got fired in fucking 20 seconds. Idiot. All right. Hold on. What the fuck?
Jennifer Norwood said, "I love the stock photos for your for your cover image."
Which one?
Are you talking about the DEIs right here, or lack
Yeah.
thereof, or the main one on YouTube?
These white people look so happy.
Honestly, they are so not recentism right now.
All right, so this one is Make Me Laugh, the millennial job interview. Uh-oh. I feel like pronouns are going to be mentioned here. A lot of like, I don't really like to come in that early because I like to go do yoga.
And I honestly have to get my starties first.
Yeah, can I bring my therapy ferret with me to work?
Ferret.
Fuck.
That's so damn random.
Here we go.
Amy, it says you are trained in technology. That's very good. Are you adept at Excel?
No,
PowerPoint?
no,
Publisher?
not really.
Exactly in what area of technology
Yeah.
are you proficient?
Snapchat, Pinterest, Instagram, Vine, Twitter. You know, the big ones.
Vine.
I'm surprised you didn't say Facebook.
That's for old people, like my parents. That's funny.
Well, Amy, when you're working for me, you have to have those kind of research skills because I'll send you things for you to comb through and get the answers and send them to me. So for that, you got to be really good at technology.
For stuff like that, no problem. I'll just ask Siri.
You'll just ask Siri?
You know, Siri, tell me this, Siri, find me that. We're all good at getting you the answers.
Tell Siri, I want you ready to go at 8 sharp each and every morning.
I don't understand
What don't you understand?
what you just said.
You don't understand you're ready to go?
No. You said 8, right?
Yes.
8 like in the morning, 8?
Yes, in the morning.
Yeah. That kind of doesn't work for me. Who gets up at 8?
I do.
I Skype with my French boyfriend in Paris until like 3 in the morning. I don't even get to Starbucks until like 10, where I order my grande chai tea latte, 3 pump skim milk, white water, 2% foam, extra hot, but not too hot. So if it's okay, I
You're
work best
fired.
in the morning at 10:45.
10:45, bitch.
Oh shit.
Wow. Amy, I don't think we're going to be a good fit.
Why are you so negative? I can sense your hostilities, and right now I am not feeling very safe. I've been here for over 5 minutes, and the only nice thing you have said to me was nice resume, which I typed all night for this meeting with you. You've given me no guidance, no validation, no encouragement, no supervision. Is there an HR director somewhere?
HR director?
Yes, I need to speak to
Yes.
someone. I may have to take off today as a mental health day.
I forgot that was a
Amy, look at me. You don't work here.
thing.
Are you firing me?
Okay, yes.
A mental. I'm so sick of the words mental health. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of like take care, check in on your mental health. Mental health. I'm sick of it. Fuck mental health. We all have mental health or lack thereof. Shut up. God, stand that weak ass shit. My mental.
Mental. Honestly, I am like
Fuck.
so deep in mental health right now.
Shit drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, weak people make me angry.
Yeah.
I don't know
feel
how
that,
else to
though.
explain it, man. Just weakness makes me fucking upset.
I'm kind of the same way, man.
Mental.
For me, like that one is one of them, but I think my number one pet peeve is stupid people. And I know it sounds easy, I know it sounds simple, I know it sounds basic, but if I went down the whole line of the stupidity that I have to deal with on a daily basis because people exist, then you'd understand.
But stupid is on purpose. Stupid is not wanting to know or not wanting to learn. It's not knowing. It's just not wanting to, refusing to. That's what stupid people are. And I can understand how that would grind your fucking gears.
Exactly.
You know?
Fucking grinds my gears, I'll tell you what.
Like you want to be dumb? I can't.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Well, I
So,
tried being smart, but we just weren't a really good fit. You know what I mean?
I can't. You got to get away from me right now. Get away from me. Get out of this state now because I'm fucking angry. And immediately, it doesn't take long. It does not take long to make the needle go into the red at all. Especially driving, I can get murderous in a half a second, depending on what the infraction is.
Oh, yeah.
So this one, it's every meeting you've ever been in. Oh, been here. Here's with the dumb questions.
Allow me to play devil's advocate here, but allow me to be a dick for a second, but with no consequences.
Let's pull back on that for a second. I fell asleep while you were talking, and I have no idea what's happening. Huh?
I've got a stupid question. It's actually like a really smart question, but I was wondering if I say stupid beforehand, does that make me like kind of modest? Is that like sort of charming thing to do, right?
Let's pick that up in the next meeting. I need a few days to figure out what the hell you're talking about.
But will this scale? One of the managing directors once used that phrase in a meeting, so now I use it all the time.
Sorry, this is just a work email I have to answer. I'm actually playing words with friends with everyone else in this meeting but you. Do you know a 4-letter word for long-winded?
There's an outside chance you might be right. You're wrong. You're definitely wrong.
I think what you're trying to say is, so what I'm going to do is take that idea and then make it sound like it was mine.
Let's try to make this viral, okay? I just heard about this site called reddit.com. Can we get on there?
I think we should make this a cross-platform opportunity. I watch Shark Tank.
Let's take this offline. Yeah, can we
What
do
I
this
got
up
to do
again?
with it?
Just maybe 15 minutes after Never Again.
Well, that's one idea. It's actually the one idea that sucks the
This
most.
is an ugly group of people.
This might be off topic. This is off topic. And
Where'd Jericho go? Paging Jericho Green. What happened? Uh-oh. Spunker said aliens gone. Well, the live is still going, so I need to understand why he literally disappeared. Like the money that was supposed to be used for the homeless in California.
What the fuck happened?
There he is.
What the fuck happened?
I have no idea. You just disappeared.
Just fucking left. Well, anyway, let me restate what I said. So hold on.
We're really good on time for this show. This was
Right?
Yeah, we're not even like at almost 2 hours yet.
Well, I think we kind of sped things up a little bit.
That's true.
Since Oliver said he had to go. But let me go back to what I said before, or while I was disconnected out of fucking nowhere. But look at this. So you got every other person. You got this guy right here. His hair, look at his hair. It's cut, styled. He put, mousse or whatever the fuck in his hair. Then you got, and another thing, there was no attractive people in this skit at all. Everybody was ugly as shit for some reason. So then you got this guy. His hair's cut and styled, correct? Then you got the black dude. Why is he allowed to come to work looking like that? Looking like fucking buckwheat. And everybody else has their hair cut. They took time, and he just fucking rolled out of bed looking like he just.
What the hell happened to Jericho now? Hold on, guys. Okay. Technology, am I right?
Not sure what the fuck happened again, but basically what I'm saying is I didn't like how the two white dudes' hair was cut and styled, but the black dude looked like buckwheat. Like, why is he allowed to come to work with his hair all fucked up? Like, is everybody scared to say something to the black guy and tell him he needs to comb his hair? I know I would. I'd be like, bro, what the fuck is that, man?
That's always the case, though. It's not like every time I see stuff like that, and the black guy is either it's like he's got braids and dreadlocks or afro. Rarely do I see them clean cut. I think it's because of the whole diversity thing. You know what I mean? It makes them stand out. It's almost like having the black guy like in the movie so he could be the comic relief. It's always a black guy or a gay guy or something.
But they do that because, well, you can't ask him about that. You can't, because you don't want to be called racist. But if the white dude came in and rolled out of bed with his hair looking all fucked up, you would say something and with no problem. But the black guy, no, it's a cultural thing. No, it's not. You're just fucking sloppy and unkept. Okay, so and the other video in here, I think it was the weatherman that we did last time, so that's why I didn't play it. Or do you want me to play it anyway?
Is it? I don't think so.
Well, let's see.
Pull it up, because I don't remember.
Pull it up, fool.
Hey, fucker. Hey, fool.
Stupid
Something about
ad.
jobs, fool.
Stupid ad, of course, and hopefully it won't fucking cut me out of the damn broadcast again.
Right.
Fuck.
Because the thing is still going. I'm like, how are we still going if Jericho's not on there? Doesn't make sense. But
maybe I'm not as important as I thought. Maybe you don't need me.
Climate change, that's what it was. No, that's not it. I don't. Why is that up there?
This is the one we did last time, right?
Yeah, that's not it.
Yeah, I know. It was still there, so that's why I didn't.
Let me double check. Maybe I forgot to put, or I didn't forget it. Probably didn't put it in there. Give us 1 second, guys.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, no, there's that, and then there's this one.
We'll just put it in the private chat if you want.
I don't know if it'll come through as a link. Let's see. Oh yeah, well, okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. All right, it's in the pre-vault.
Okay.
Pre-vault. Why the hell is that still in there though? That doesn't make sense why that didn't disappear. Hey, honestly, dude.
Dude, I don't even
fuck y'all, dude.
Dude, I don't even know. Pepsi Max, funny office job. Oh, this is back when we had funny commercials that weren't preaching. I love that.
Mr. Goodman. What makes you think you're qualified for this job?
Oh! Ah! Stop punching me!
I'll punch you,
Please
man.
stop! Don't throw me!
Not the fish.
Don't touch me! Keep your hands off of me! Ah! Don't throw me out!
Next.
Here it is, huh? Get it? Bring it!
That's your boys right there. Your boys will take care
Right.
of you. Those are homies right there. Hey, you know what? Commercial? One of my favorite commercials was the Tide commercial, where they have the stain on the shirt, and the stain would be like, blah, 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 and you couldn't even hear.
I remember that.
Talking. That shit was too funny, man.
That's funny though too, man, because you saying that and us watching this really does bring me back to a time where watching television was very entertaining. Oh no, Jericho left again, but I'm gonna finish my point. There was a time where television was actually entertaining. It was entertaining to watch.
I'm here.
There you are.
Yeah. Even the commercials.
Yeah, like everything was just so creative. You had a full package as a whole, but now, obviously, we know now. But my point in that is saying, like, now you can't watch a movie without there being some BS in it. You can't watch a show without there being. You can't watch a commercial. Like before, none of that stuff was happening like that. Like even that commercial alone, it has literally nothing to do with Pepsi until it has to do with Pepsi. But you're just watching it and it's entertaining. It's not this friend is gay and that friend is black and this is a lesbian and that it's none of that stuff is there, man. So you could just watch movies, TV shows, commercials, performances without there having to be any indoctrination to it, you know?
Yeah, just entertain me. That's all. That's all I need you for. I know you want to be more useful, and I know you want to be preachy and tell me how awesome you are and how shitty I am, but I don't want that right now. Just fucking sit there, little monkey, and bang those little tiny cymbals together and make me laugh or cry. That's all.
Yeah,
I know you want to be more, but you're not.
You're so right now,
and you never will be.
All right, you ready for our last segment?
Fuckery or fact.
All right, so let me explain for those who weren't here last time. So Fuckery or Fact is our new segment. This is where we pretty much go through some, whether it be videos, it'd be some documents, it'd be some articles, and throughout you're going to hear what the topic is. Our topic today is jobs, so we're going to be delving into jobs, and we're going to be figuring out through what we see, what we hear, whether this is fuckery or fact. If we were doing our polls, then we would be having a vote on this as well. But we're not doing our polls until we reach our milestone of at least 1,000 subscribers on the channel. That way we can get more people involved. So this is our new segment. Today, since it's jobs, we're going to be looking at jobs and what is happening with jobs, past, present, future, all this stuff. And we'll be going into the concept and seeing whether what we're hearing, what we're seeing is fuckery or fact. Jericho, lead the way. First video.
Doing it well.
Doing it well. Yes. Hey, Spun Bearing. Peace out. Thank you for
peace
joining
out,
us
fool.
tonight.
Nighty night. Keep your butthole tight.
What did the latest jobs and inflation report find as far as this past month or this past quarter?
Yeah, the last month what we saw was they said over 300,000 jobs added, Amanda. But whenever you break down those numbers, 70,000 of those jobs were government jobs, unproductive jobs that have to redistribute from the private sector to those government workers. And then you dig even deeper, there were 500,000 jobs that were added in the household survey, but 600,000 jobs were part-time jobs. So what does that tell you? There were 100,000 jobs lost of full-time employment. All this is part-time jobs, and it's dominated by a lot of government jobs, which means it's a redistribution from the private sector. And when we look at economic growth, it continues to slow down as well as government gets bigger and bigger underneath this president. We've got to make sure we control spending because spending is out of control. It's unsustainable, and it's leading to higher interest rates, higher inflation when the Fed continues to print money. And we're seeing this with mortgage rates as well, topping above 7%. And the stock market's now been down for 5 days in a row. I think we're going to continue to see more of this volatility given the bad policies out of DC.
Oy vey.
Jericho, what you got to say about that video before we move on to the next?
I mean, unfortunately, I think that's a fact. Those are inflated numbers, you know, saying that we've added 300,000 jobs, but like you said, you peel back just a layer or two. You ain't got to go all deep. You don't got to go down that rabbit hole, just a layer or two, and you see that it's absolute bullshit. And like many other things, they are relying on people not doing homework. They are relying on people taking what they say is gospel and running with it. And unfortunately, that shit works.
Yeah, absolutely. And I going with you, that is a fact. Not only did we see it, but we're also experiencing it. And there's a couple of key things that he said that I want to bring up. Number one is government spending. We're about to hear about that in this video as well. I know that for sure. I've seen this one before. And two is, so number one, government spending. And then number two, when he's talking about the Trump's, God dang, I literally just had a brain freeze right now. I had a Joe Biden. But let me get to government spending before I go on to the next one. But when he mentioned government spending, a lot of people don't know how that affects the economy. But when he was talking about it, the first thing I had thought about was all of the bills that were passed. All the bills that were passed due to trying to keep the government open, which they should have been closed because our government's not doing anything for us. But also, too, all the money that was sent overseas to other borders and other countries and other nations. That, to me, that government spending has been out of hand. I mean, for the past 4 years, obviously, since Biden got in there. So I'm not going to talk too much. We'll go into this. He'll probably speak for me. But I'm going to say 100% fact on what he said. I don't think there's any lies told there. That was not fuckery. That was fact. You go ahead. You play this video.
Unfortunately, yes, it was.
Fair to say you simply flooded the system with money.
Yes, we did. That's another way to think about it. We did.
Where does it come from? Do you just print it?
Asshole.
We print it digitally. So we as a central bank, we have the ability to create money. digitally, and we do that by buying treasury bills or bonds or other government guaranteed securities, and that actually increases the money supply. We also print actual currency, and we distribute that through the Federal Reserve banks.
Fuckery or fact, Jericho?
And it sounds weird, but it always trips me out to see a white person named Jerome. But anyway,
hey Jerome,
Rome. It sounds like fuckery only because he's so open with it. Yeah, we did, and we make money digitally, and then we print it up. Yeah, we did it. So that makes me think that it's fuckery, because honesty is not usually what you see coming from the federal government. But I think it's actually fact, because yeah, they would do some shit like that, and they did.
Before I go and give my answer to that, the job losses from the last videos is the other thing I was going to say, was job losses, and also the job creations. People have lost their jobs. We know that when 2020 happened. And the jobs that, like he was talking about, were government jobs. But basically, they're disingenuous with all the information. They want to make you believe that people are getting out there and they're working. First of all, people have no choice but to have a job right now, because you're destroying their way of life. That's already number one. But number two also is the fact that a lot of people were returning to jobs, and a lot of people are having to have more than one job. So it's not that he's creating jobs. He's really forcing people, when we're talking about Biden, he's really forcing people to have to work more. That's not a good thing. But anyways, let's move on to this. I'm going to go with fact. Why I'm going with fact is because I actually tend to know how the money is created. I tend to know that what the Federal Reserve does and how they print money. And as he said, they print it digitally, and that's true. It's numbers in a computer. In the future, what I would do, but I didn't have enough time. In the future, what I would do is I would actually have the documents for all of this stuff. So when we do go over fuckery or fact, then I will have that after we give our answers to what we believe is fuckery or fact. Just so you guys know.
I just turned off the screen. Love you. All right. Sorry, I had to say goodnight to Junior. Okay,
no,
here we go. Sloppy Joe. Let's hear it.
I'm sick of this stuff. I'm sick of this stuff.
Ooh.
We have to talk about it, because the American people think the reason for inflation is government spending more money. Simply not true.
Right.
American people think the reason for inflation is government spending more money. Simply not true.
Today, President Biden responding, saying he's fighting to bring down prices, blaming inflation in large part on what he calls Putin's price hike. But prices surged last month almost entirely before Russia invaded Ukraine, and inflation has been soaring above 5% since last May.
Because the American people think the reason for inflation is government spending more money. Simply not true.
Republicans blasting the president.
And what does Joe Biden say? He said it's all blamed on Russia. Energy prices have been going up dramatically from the day he took office.
Because the American people think the reason for inflation is government spending more money. Simply not true.
Right.
That's definitely true. If he's talking, he's lying. That's the only thing that creates inflation is government spending. And I remember when he was saying this a while back, that it's Putin's price hike. And one of the things I said was, so you mean to tell me Russia dictates inflation across the globe? Russia is affecting our prices here? Either he's more powerful than we've been led to believe, or you guys are as incompetent as we thought you were to allow that to happen. Even if that's the case, even if he has the power, why are you letting him do it? This is one of the few things that you're for, federal government, is to protect us from shit like this. So why would you fall asleep at the wheel and allow that to happen? But we know it's bullshit. It's because of too much government spending, all the money they printed up for COVID and all that other bullshit. That's why. That's why inflation's up. It is your fault. it's always your fault, and you're the only source that inflation could come from. That's like saying chicken eggs come from an alligator. It can't. It's a chicken egg, so it only comes from a chicken. Don't tell me that bullshit. But again, they are betting and winning on the fact that people are going to do zero research, and the fact that it comes from his liver spotted, shaky fucking lips. It must be true.
Yeah. So fuckery for me, because it came out of Joe Biden's mouth that he said it wasn't through government spending. That's fuckery. The fact is
100%.
Everything that you just said. So if the question is, does or Biden saying that inflation doesn't come from government spending, then it's fuckery. Because of course he's going to lie about where it actually comes from. Yeah, everything you said, man, that was beautifully said. That was literally perfectly said. And I think a lot of people have, thank you so much. I think a lot of people have that same understanding and sentiment. And that was just beautifully said, because at the end of the day, when it comes to money, if you have the endless ability to print money, like Mr. Jerome, White Jerome, said, then when you start to pass these bills, okay, and I already know that this was plotted and planned out years ago to do this. This is how you destroy an economy. But when you are passing these bills that are sending American tax dollars and our money, and also money that we don't have, because don't forget we're in debt to other countries and other nations and other governments, what you're doing is you then have to come up with this money. It has to be printed out of thin air, which is going to be circulated into the economy, which is then going to increase inflation, because we don't have, well, first of all, we're not backed by anything substantial and or sustainable. And also we have to keep up with that money flow. So they're over here talking about, we have to try and get inflation down. They want to get it down to 2%. So we have to raise our interest rates, right? Which is going to do absolutely nothing, because you keep spending and sending and creating money. That's why inflation is at its highest. So far, everyone who said inflation is due to government spending, fact. So far, Joe Biden saying, oh, well, it's not because the government is spending, fuckery. That's pretty much what it comes down to from my understanding. But I believe we have one more video, right? One or two?
Oh, we do.
Okay.
Oh, we got one.
Oh, we got it. Hey, we got y'all right now.
We got it right in your fucking ass.
Right in.
Right in your ass.
Your fucking ass set.
Here we go. And I've seen this video before, and it's packed full of tasty tidbits. Thank you.
Inflation is made in Washington because only Washington can create money.
Hello.
And any other attribution to other groups of inflation is wrong. Consumers don't produce it. Producers don't produce it. The trade unions don't produce it. Foreign sheiks don't produce it. Oil imports don't produce it. What produces it is too much government spending and too much government creation of money and nothing else.
Hello.
Hammer it home.
Hallelujah. That is 100% fact. Yeah, they're the only ones. They're the only ones who, like you said, the only ones who make the money. So how else can anything else create inflation when you're the one who creates the money to be inflated in the first place? Hello. Yeah, that dude is 1,000% right. And I wish more people would hear that, and not only hear it, but listen to it and believe it. And I hate to. Knowledge is a double-edged sword. It's good to have, but it also opens your eyes to some really terrible shit. And the bad side of knowledge when it comes to the way our government works is you have to realize that they're pieces of shit, and they're not out for our best interests, and they're not the great moral voice in the world. Like, they're slimy, and they do all kinds of fucked up shit to people, and nothing more fucked up than what they do to us, and playing with our money, inflating our cost of living, but not having our pay rise with it. If our pay was matched with, or at least close to inflation, well, then there would be no inflation. It wouldn't fucking matter because I'm making enough money to keep up with it. But the inflation outpaces our money, our pay. So that's where the problem comes in. And it's like having an abusive parent. The one person that is supposed to protect you and take care of you and keep you safe is the one harming you. And that's exactly what's going on here. But that's 100% fact from that fella.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot that I could say to just go in and just, nail it home, but I won't. I'll save us the time. What I will say is this, is that you would think, for an example, we played a lot of videos in Fuckery or Fact that had to do with inflation, talking about that specifically. This topic, this live is about jobs, but they coincide. And here's why. Because the reason why jobs are so important right now is because if you don't have one, you literally cannot live. Was that the case before? Yes. But is that the case in scenario now? More so than ever. So you have to understand why you have to work, why you're in this system so deeply. And that also brings me back to the article talking about recentism and all this stuff, right? Is because of things like inflation that are affecting the job market. It is either going to benefit jobs or it's going to destroy them, how the economy is. And understanding what is happening to our economy through government spending, such as I forgot there's one more video. We are in the situations that we are in now where people are losing their 401ks, where people cannot keep up and pay rent. All of this stuff is literally coinciding with one another. And that's why it's so important to understand what all of this has to do in terms of the effect on your lives. And inflation is one of the biggest because we weren't dealing with this a couple of years ago. Hence back to when Trump was president.
The good old days. The good old fucking days,
right,
when that mean, racist, orange son of a bitch was in office. And, I've coined the phrase, man, we traded mean tweets for mean feats. We got rid of somebody who maybe said some things that kind of made you wince a little bit, but we traded it for somebody who actually does things that make you wince a little bit, which is fucked up. But this guy right here, he doesn't get enough pub. When you think of the World War I, World War II era, it's Germany, Nazis, Hitler, and that cute little mustache that somehow Michael Jordan was able to get away with. But anyway, you don't hear about Stalin here. He's done things that make Hitler blush and make Hitler envious. But let's check in with this stand-up guy.
Stalin and his gang would like to see America knocked out by inflation, because inflation could accomplish the same goal communist aggression is attempting in Korea. We must not allow inflation to weaken us any further. The way to curb it is to cut all unnecessary government spending, put our federal budget, including defense spending, on a pay-as-we-go basis by adopting sound tax policies, and prevent the private and public credit system from feeding inflation. Let's not play into Stalin's hands. Let's lick inflation now. Since ancient times, inflation has been disastrous to nations which spent more money than they collected in taxes. The inflation we have in America today is the result of our government spending billions of dollars without balancing its budget. Red ink in business means eventual bankruptcy. In government, red ink means more and more inflation. The only way to attack inflation is to get at its root causes. We must cut non-essential government spending, restrict private and public credit, and insist that the government collect all the taxes it needs to pay its essential bills. Inflation is a very real danger, America's #1 menace on the home front. Inflation can lick America. It can wreck our economy, cripple our ability to build up the armed strength we need to resist aggression, undermine the soundness of our currency and credit, the strength of our free institutions, our unity and free government. To halt inflation and strengthen our dollar, all of us can lend a hand by producing better and improving our productivity, by helping to hold down costs, by using credit carefully, by opposing all extravagance and unnecessary spending in government, and by saving in every way.
100% facts. What really pisses me off is that these people get to keep their jobs. They get to stay in Washington and fuck everything up and have no fear of consequence, no fear of losing their job. Matter of fact, they might even get promoted. They get to vote on their own pay raises and vacations anyway. So that really pisses me off. And this has been going on for a long time. This is the long game. You don't do this to us overnight. And again, these people get to go about business as usual, and we're the only ones who suffer. You know, I've used this proverb before. When two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. They're not going to cut their pay. They're not going to lose their security and their limos and their multiple houses and their millions of dollars, but we'll lose all of our shit. And really, it falls on us because these people are elected. So either their games that they play, you know, around election time, throwing us bones and, what is it? Student debt forgiveness and all this kind of shit. And I'm inviting this celebrity. I'm hanging out with this motherfucker and all these distractions. Either we fall for it or we have the worst. We're all weed smokers and we have the worst short-term memory loss ever recorded because they steady fuck us for 3 years. And in that 4th year, they, you know, do some magic and we forget about it and keep putting them back in office. I think that's the only thing they're going to understand. And I hope that people understand that before it leads to, you know, they call January 6th an insurrection, but you keep playing with people's lives and they'll show you an insurrection.
Yeah, well, we can only hope so, because I mean, in that sense, there's a lot of weak ass people that call themselves men, but they're not. Because real men would stand up if it came to that, but we don't see too many of that because everybody has a pronoun. But I want to correct you on one thing. Well, first, let me go into yeah, this was 100% facts. And also, I think one thing that it kind of mentioned but didn't stick to was communism, which is the whole biggest point of that. This is a weapon of communism, is inflation. It's weaponized. It can destroy a nation, obviously, as we see, really quick. It can destroy a way of life really, really quick. And this has been used plenty of times before in history. And that also has the effect on our jobs, and it has effect on our ways of life, our groceries, our gas, all that stuff has to do with how inflation can occur. And so I also liked how the narrator gave solutions to the problem as well. And one of the things that I've heard them say was, you know, like, for example, Janet Yellen said, oh, inflation is here to stay. Okay, right. That literally came out of her mouth. And with that being said, one would have to question, is this done intentionally, or are these people all incompetent? Everyone. And it's just happening because of the incompetence. Now, what I believe is that it's happening because it's intentional and they're trying to make you think it's due to incompetence. That is what Biden is there for, as a puppet. The issue is that Biden's cabinet is the same as Obama's. So this is what I wanted to correct you on, was that those people are not elected. They're selected. We would elect someone like a Biden, a Trump, or Obama. Okay, those were the presidents that, quote unquote, we elected. But the selections are the people that are around them. And as we know, Biden doesn't control anything. So if we want to sit here and talk about inflation and inflation happening due to Bidenomics and things like that, that is simply going to be the people around him. And I mean, we know who they are already. So we don't need to go into it. But that is where I go into the intentional. So I do see it. It is being weaponized. And everything I feel like in that video was 100% facts. We see it happening today. I don't know when that video was made, but if we're going to talk about Stalin and back then, right, then this has been ongoing.
Yeah, it looks like that was made in the 40s. You can also tell by that, the voice that all the journalists had back then. World War II and Stalin and his cohorts. They kind of had that sound. I can't. There's a name for it. But they that's the boys are coming home. The Germans and the Japanese have been defeated. The Americans dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah.
But we can't be beat militarily. And that's another thing. Talk about cutting government spending. I'm all for the military. I was in the military. I love to see us kicking names and taking ass. But our military budget is fucking insane. We're decommissioning weapons that still have 20, 25 years to go just because we got the money to do it. Like the F-22s, F-A-35s. We could still be using them fucking Top Gun, or Tomcats from the 80s if we wanted to. But no one's going to take us out militarily, but they have to infect the body of America. They have to infect us with bad policy, with inflation, with socialism, with communism, with BLM, with transgenderism and the kook and the alphabet soup group and all that shit. That's how you infect us. America is 6'5", 260 pounds, shredded muscles, battle scars. We can fight, we can shoot, we can stab you. We're bad motherfuckers. But if you're infected with a cancer, it doesn't matter how badass you are if you're dying from the inside. So that's how they do that. And of course it's intentional. You don't do something like this to the idea of America by accident. And America is more than just a piece of land. America is an idea. America is a feeling. America is freedom. We're intangibles, but it can be destroyed, but it can only be done by our own fucking people. And that's exactly what they're doing. And you mentioned his cabinet, Obama's cabinet being the same. The people in that cabinet have dual citizenship. That makes me angry. If you want to work for that country, go work for them. But if you're going to work for America, you work for America. You belong to us. You're not going to entertain any other suitors, any other gentlemen callers. It's America. You need to take that shit seriously. You need to love this country, but they don't. They love Israel. That's who their dual citizenship is with. There, I said it. Their dual citizenship is with fucking Israel. I don't care if they're an ally and they're the only sane one in the desert. I don't care. You can't work for both. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot do two things equally. Something is going to suffer. And guess who's suffering now? Gian, I love the new segment. Fuckery or facts. It's beautiful. Exactly, Jennifer Norwood. Dual citizens have no loyalty. You have to pick one. You have to pick one. And look at what's going on now. Look at the $26 billion we just sent Israel now. You think they didn't have anything to do with that? You think they didn't get a call from their homies over there saying, hey, look out for us when we send them over $3 billion every year? What'd you do with that? We send you $3 billion for military, as a military package for weaponry. Okay, so in my simple tax-paying, publicly educated mind, you are spending that money on weapons. You haven't fought anybody in a long time, so you should be stockpiling. You should have a Costco warehouse of weapons. So if that's the case, what the fuck do you need this money for? To buy what? You're not. Israel's not in the same shape as Gaza. They're not bombed into the Stone Age. So where's all this money going? Where's the money we gave you before, you crackhead? Where'd that go? But anyway.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
We're the United States of Israel, or Western Israel. That's pretty much what we are, because our whole government is basically dual citizens. That's pretty much what it comes down to. So so much for greatest ally. It's looking more like greatest enemy, if you ask me.
From within.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So that's going to be the new segment going forward. Fuckery or facts. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you missed it last time, watch the last video. Speaking of videos, there's going to be 3 tomorrow on the channel. For Fuckery Friday. We have 2 that's going to be left over from weather, which was our live last week, and then we have 1 that's dealing with jobs that'll be up there tomorrow as well. So we're gonna have a nice little fuckery Friday, and pretty much, I mean, we're out from there.
Thank you all for being here. Yeah, there are your papers. We appreciate you guys hanging with us. We appreciate your time, your comments, your questions, everything that you gave us. And be back here in 2 weeks. We got everything back on track now. We're back rolling like we always do. So be back here in 2 weeks for Stop the Fuckery, episode 14. What wonderful topic will GION pick next? I don't know, but it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be well put together. And you better have your ass right here. You know where to find me. On Instagram, YouTube, and I looked into getting an X account. I'll try to. I can't open my last one. It's suspended. It's gone. So open up a new one. I'll let you guys know what's going on with that. But until the next time, people, we are the fuck out. Thank you very much. Stop the fuckery. Your help is very needed because as you see, every 2 weeks when we come back on here, there's so much fuckery to be stopped. Peace.
Yeah.